welcome friends to another Blender tutorials. This is the episode 3, and over here we will try to do some modeling of some objects in edit mode as well as using the modifier. So without wasting much more time, let's directly go into the tutorials. And one more thing which I always tell you, don't skip anything, because while doing the tutorials and the video, there are little things that I continuously say. There are shortcuts and there are many more industrial secrets that I'm going to be saying you, because it's not always possible to say them in a lining manner, because there are things which may I skip while doing it. So thank you, and let's start with the tutorials. So my name is Anirban, and over here I'm showing you third episode. So first let me just on this screencast, which will be beneficial for you to see the shortcuts that I'm using. Just keep an eye on this left corner. So over here we got a cube by default, which is obviously always there. So what we'll do today, we'll go to first modify in this modifier on the right hand side, and over here we'll go to subdivision surface. Now what is the difference between subdivision that we did on episode 2, just by dividing the mesh or the plane or the faces, and what is the difference between this modifier? So difference is like, this is a modifier where basically you can see the mesh. Just wait, let me turn it off. Yeah, where you can see the mesh like this. Actually it divides and it tries to pull all the faces after dividing towards its inner side to make a fluent type of curve beveling shape basically. Yeah, so, and one more thing as a caution, I would like to say you people that don't try to take this modifier to a very higher value, because it will unwantedly and out of no reason it will keep on subdividing your plane, and for which your project file will be very heavy and it may crash your project file also. So let's start. I'm just keeping it by twice of subdivision for view as well as for render. So and suppose if you are not getting a very smooth face like this, you are getting a like planar type of or polygonal type of quad type of faces. So just smooth it from here and increase one more value. Yeah, I think that's pretty enough, or maximum one more, nothing more than that. So we'll work over on 3 for the time being. So let's do one thing. Let's today make a sofa. I think that will be a good thing to start up. So we are in the edit mode and we select the face. So yeah, like that. Fine. So as I'm editing the faces, you can see the changes in the shape. So what about modeling is like, the more you practice, actually you'll get the behavior of the software, because actually the software always behave according to themselves as it is pre-programmed. So basically, like, we actually can't take the stand. They will behave like us, so we need to understand them first. How are they behaving in what section and all. You can just slide this selected G and G double G, so it won't actually let your mesh to get stretched. It will simply glide on your given mesh. Just keep following the screencast shortcuts over here I mean the display of the tools that I'm sorry, I mean the inputs that I'm using, that will help you to basically to know and understand how it's getting, how what are the inputs that I'm using. So almost we're taking a shape a little more, just like that. Okay, so to select multiple we can use shift, or to select in a throw we can use control. We just keep the control pressed, and we can select the faces. Something's missing. Yeah, these two are missing. No. Not much, a little bit. Yeah, I want to do a good job. So we're just selecting all the planes basically. So also without giving much effort, how we can use the modifier to change a shape very easily. Over here, in this case, we are using a subdivision modifier. Yeah. So let's copy this face and separate this. Now we got an individual. Let's just keep this eye off, and let's just solidify it. From by hitting the space, you can get a option panel over here for searching. So we search solidify and set. So can you see a blackish facing over here? It's actually the normals. I mean the facing is actually got inverted. All the positive faces of normals has got inner side, and the negative has come to the outer side. So just select all over W. We can also change the flip normals, and another process is there, simply to control shift N or control N to toggle among them. So let's make it flat. Yeah. Let's bevel it first. Bevel just give you a, keep it on the top because we need to first bevel it and then subdivide it. So what is the function of bevel? Function of bevel is like just to divide this edges into two or more pieces, just like that. Yes. I think we'll do a bit more outer side. Yes. we don't need the subdivision over here. And then let's just duplicate and move it forward in the axis of y. So fill the gap, drag y. Just try to fix it a little more. Let's copy this again, grab one, get down, and then again copy and grab in the direction of y. So the maximum other places we can simply push it to size up in our space of seating arrangement. So I've just scaled it after giving a loop. I just scaled it into 0 so that my line gets into a proper horizontal plane. Just trying to make it a little fluffy. There are many ways to make it much more perfect, but I'm not showing those ways now because we are going step by step. Because I really want you people to first learn the basics and then go into much details. Once it always take time for the first times. So once you learn all these things, it will be much easier for you to go into much more complicated stuff. So let me just align them. Let's copy it. Make it very simple first. Don't go into much complications. A little distortion. Don't make it too much. Try to keep the mesh as light as you can. This will help in your rendering time also and to handle the projects also. Use the minimum number of subdivisions or polygons that you can try to fit inside. No, no, it's not looking that good. Let's make this a little more fluffier. Not much. Once again, we need to then copy it from here. Or if you want to do it individually, of course, you're most welcome to do that. Even that's a very good practice though. So this is a very simple and a very basic model without any much more detailing. So like this, you can start doing small objects and keep them saved, because after doing some few objects like this, will directly straight go into a very complex objects with the lighting and the materials and all the composition nodes and everything. So yes, till then keep practicing and be patient, because it's only one time you need to be patient. Later after that, you just can anything out of your imagination. So today's task is make this sofa and make this couch, whatever you can call it, and make some more little simpler furnitures and show it to me. Thank you. Have a good day.
Situations getting worse.